Hi, folks, and welcome to another episode of Street Smart Options. If you're listening to us here on our Facebook group, we really appreciate you joining the group. If you haven't joined the group already, you can find us at facebook.com/groups/, Street Smart Options. You also may be looking and listening to us at our YouTube channel. And if you are, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. You don't want to miss any of these other stock options and stocks that Jonathan talks about. So many times, we see things in the media all about these companies that are well established and have been around for a long time. But Jonathan is really good about doing a bunch of research and staying on top of what's new as well. So tonight we're going to be talking about a company, Okta, and they just had an IPO back in it looks like April. So Jonathan's got the update for us on that. Take it away, Jonathan.
Hey, thanks, Jim. Yeah, OKTA is a software security company. They provide a number of secure ways for enterprises to manage their employee access. So, for example, on their site right now, and we help companies do three things. They modernize IT, they to move faster, automate, eliminate friction, and they build customer experiences, delight customers with personalized, inherently secure applications, and then they prevent data breaches, establish people as the new security perimeter. But the bottom line is that they provide a way for companies to provide convenient access to their employees and to their contractors to content and applications on their website, and it's convenient but secure. So they're a new IPO. The company itself, let's see when they were founded. You go to Yahoo Finance and look under their profiles here, and you can see that they were founded in 2009. They were first known as SAS Sure. But then they recently changed their name to Okta. And they're not a profitable company yet. If you look at their financials, you can see on the annual income statement here that they in 2018 they did $260 million in business, but they generated a continuing loss from operations of minus 114. See, that's got to be million, right? 114, yeah, minus $114 million. So that's they're certainly burning a lot of money. And you go to the quarterly, and this is the recent, and they're still burning money quite a bit. And you go to the cash flow, and in cash flow, they're negative cash flow operating activity too. But it looks like turned the corner cash flow wise in the latest two quarters. So they actually turned in January 2018, generated just a little bit of money, and a little bit more in April. So maybe here they're turning the corner on cash flow, which would be a necessary ingredient for their long-term success, right? Their balance sheet, I'm sure, is pretty good because they just did an IPO, and sure enough, they have $211 million in that's just cash, and the short-term investments they have another $335 million. So even if they burn cash for another few years, are still just fine. They got plenty of cash, and they don't have hardly any liabilities at all. Their current assets are 636 million, and their current liabilities are 202. So it's over 3x their current liability. So they're fine. They're a stable company. And of course, institutions are loving them because it looks like they have turned the corner cash flow wise. Their income statement, they're showing this really strong growth. This is on the quarterly, but you go to the annual here, and you can see, just they're galloping along here. They did 41 million in fiscal year end 2015, and now we're fiscal year end 2018. They did 260 million, right? So that's just ginormous growth over a short period of time. That's 3 years, and so obviously their services are in high demand. And it's it's the same thing. Let's do something a little bit better than our competition, make it more convenient for company users to use our service, but provide the same level of secure access that other companies provide, right? So they're gaining market share just because it's more convenient, and that's what a lot of companies. You look at Dropbox, it's just why do they gain such a big market share in storage? Well, because they're just convenient, right? You have a little folder on your computer. Same thing with this company, the same kind of deal. We talked about them in Facebook, in our Facebook group on February 15th. They did, like Jim mentioned, they did an IPO in beginning of April. It was a strong IPO. I don't know the exact pricing of the IPO, but from the chart here, I can see it opened trading at around 17, and it closed the IPO week at around 23-ish, 24-ish, right? So that was like a 50% gain on the IPO week. And from the open of the IPO, I don't know again what the pricing was. It may have been priced somewhere lower than that. And then the stock just kind of bumped around for a couple months. This is a weekly chart that we're looking at on Facebook here, and then made a new high again in August, and then bumped around some more and formed this kind of a sloppy looking base, really not really a clean looking base, but it had some big volume clues, and that's what made us interested. We're always watching IPOs anyway, and so this was on our watch list. And this company, it formed a clear entry point, as you know, shown by this descending trend line here on the weekly chart. So it was a clear entry point. It did this kind of this double bottom little basey thing here. It was like the first bottom, then the second bottom, and then it formed maybe it's this little sharp handle here. You know, shake out the people that bought on this little rise here on this big volume, and then they broke out, and that's when we got involved. We mentioned it in the group when it was trading around 33, 36. Now at the time we mentioned that it was a little bit of a whippy base, and so we weren't quite sure if it was going to succeed or not. But you know, going back to the market now, this is already in beginning of what is it? It's beginning of February 2018, and we can see what the market was doing then. Let's just look at what the S&P was doing right then. So beginning of February 2018, the market was rolling over. Look at that, right? Market was rolling over, but yet this stock was making a new high, so it was showing really impressive strength. So it was like, well, that's certainly, you know, worth our attention. The extraordinary strength in a market that's starting to lose its ground. So going back to OKTA, this is the weekly chart, and you can see, you know, we entered it over here at the 32, 33 region, and it went up to around 43 really quick in the next couple of weeks, consolidated, and then continued to go higher, went as high as 61. So it made a really nice move, almost a double from when we mentioned it, and there was plenty of opportunity to make profits on this thing. This thing didn't pull back hardly at all until it hit 61 just recently in June. Interesting company, and we found it, you know, based on the technicals, just based on the fact that we watch IPOs and we like the volume action in the stock combined with the price action, and it gave us a clear entry point, and so we went with it. And there were options available on the stock at the time. You could have traded it just as the stock alone, or traded maybe, you know, a deep in the money call option on this thing. Either way, it would have made you money. And that's really all I have to say about OKTA.
Okay, awesome. Thanks for that, Jonathan. So, folks, if you don't have an education in finance, if you haven't been trading stocks and options for over 30 years, and if you didn't personally write for Forbes, you might want to join our group, and you might want to be listening to these, because that's just part of the bio of my partner, Jonathan Sherman here. You know, so there's definitely a ton that you can learn by listening and watching our YouTube videos. And you know what? If you're really interested in trading, and you want somebody in your back office to be able to help you out and be able to be there for you should you be in a position where you're going to start needing some help, take a look at our course over at Street Smart Options. We've got several opportunities for you. We've got the course, and then we also have a mastermind where we work with our customers to help them out so that they can get the education they need, so that they're not vulnerable out there in the stock market. They're not in a position where they can't defend themselves should something go not the way they had planned. That's all we have for you tonight. Thanks for listening, and have a great day.